the Players Association, they do have a trick up their sleeve. All Caitlin Clark has to do is come out and say, we are going to be patient. We are not going to sign a bad deal. It is up to the owners to come to the plate with something a little bit more uh, of a partnership. And if Caitlin was to come out and put a little bit of pressure on the league and make the league look bad, you have this very diverse audience. Now, I know that our Bay Area Valkyries audience is going to be way more diverse than everyone else's. But you go to a Valkyries game, and that is an audience that is going to be much more player centric, player focused, than rooting. Like sometimes you see in the NFL, like fans root for the owners for some weird reason. And you have a league that is a little bit, the WNBA. To be a fan of the WNBA, you're probably a little bit more savvy about certain things. And if you had the most popular player, the most famous player come out and say, ownership bad, you guys need to step up to the plate and take us seriously, I think that publicly changes the dynamics of this whole thing and actually makes people go, oh, like they may not start next year. You're telling me New York Liberty, you're calling me for renewals, and Caitlin Clark just told me that we may not start on time. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then you put more pressure on that kind of stuff. I think that's the
Yeah.
trick. I mean, I don't know if they'll utilize it. I don't know if Caitlin wants to be that.
I don't think she wants to. I mean, that's a completely different conversation, but I feel like in her 2 short years in the league so far, it's kind of felt like she doesn't want to shake the boat in that regard. And it felt like when she even like kind of agreed with Nafisa
Mm-hmm.
in Nafisa's call out of Kathy, like that felt like a really big deal because because it's like our standards are a little lower for her. Like she does a little bit, it's like, oh wow, she really did something. But here's Paige on the other hand, like just like, so on board with everything. And it's just like, well, we expect that. Paige has always kind of been like that. But I feel like I think that would be a big deal if she did it. I'm not entirely anticipating it. I'm not ruling it out. But I agree with you that changes a lot of things. She's Caitlin Clark, dude. Like
It will put
she,
pressure on
yes.
some folks to do some stuff. And the one thing I like about Caitlin, and if you, I read her book, the Christine, I think it's Christine Brenneman wrote the book. Is that her
There's already
name?
a book
Christine
out
Brenneman?
on Caitlin.
Yeah. Let me see here. Christine Brennan. I said Brenneman. Christine Brennan, uh, kind of been at the forefront of women's sports. She wrote a book on Caitlin, and one of the things about Caitlin is Caitlin has a really good perspective of the people who came before her, the women
Mhm.
who came before her and were pioneers. And everyone knows the Maya Moore story of that. It's just her
Yep.
favorite player of all time. But she's very smart about, I'm not going to take this for granted because I know the hard work that went before me. And a lot of the women who maybe didn't get the same treatment as her, she's very much understands that part of it. So I think I think her spirit and her mindset is there. Does it go against the sponsorships? Does it go against what
Yeah,
Nike wants her to do? Does it go against what her PR team wants her to do? That's the kind of thing that you worry about in this scenario. Like historically, right? Michael Jordan stayed as much in the middle as he could as possible. And he once said jokingly, like, Republicans buy shoes too. Like he said that, and that became like a public statement, and people was like,
I was
"Oh,
literally
okay."
about to say that for the Caitlin thing.
So, but that is out there. But I feel like Caitlyn in today's society is a little bit more of a feeling kind of person than the pop culture figure that was Michael Jordan. So I would love to see it because I get why the players want what they want, and I sort of get why the owners are like, "Hold on here. We've been trying to get this thing running for 20 some odd years. We finally had 2 really good seasons. Like, let's not put the horse before the cart." Like, I get that, but I also get ownership they just penny pinch at everything. So, some of that, I don't really believe in it, but, yeah, they have a card to pull here, and I think if they did it, I think it would actually work, and I think it would actually create the sides, and you would have fans starting to go, you're like, "Oh, yeah, why don't the owners wanna give them like, the
Mm.
NBA gets 50%, why do the owners only wanna give the WNBA 15%? Like, what is the deal here? It doesn't sound fair." I think that would put a lot of the onus on them, so